Judgment time.
Welcome to Everything Comes Back to 2000AD, and today I'm joined by Mr. Stephen Ross.
Mr. Rossy, what you want? Oh, the tree of ice cream cones, a cocoa castle for a home, custard cakes, coffee breaks, holiday world to say.
Hello from sunny, hot, and humid Southern California, soon to be visited by the Garden of England.
Mr. John Burdis.
Hello to all you drockers out there. This might be the last time I'm on here because who knows, we might have a terrorist attack on the plane. We might all get blown up and nobody will know how heroic I was as I charged down the aisle to take out the terrorist. But the explosive blew the plane out the sky. Hopefully it'll be above land, so all the videos on people's phones will be picked up and seen, and you'll see me be the true hero that I will be.
Okay, so number one, John, number one listener, we never discuss these introductions. We just make them up on the spot. So I had no idea John was going to say that. And number two. Kickstarter corner starts now because one of my Conspiracy Corner, the other KK one, Conspiracy Corner starts now because one of the YouTube channels I listen to, he's been doing an extensive series of videos about how the predictions of July 11th, that he predicted some huge calamity set by the elite, triggered by the elites for occult reasons, and according to the zodiac and the stars and everything else.
And it never happened.
Didn't happen. But that's because he used the Gregorian calendar, not the Jewish calendar. So according to this new calendar he's using, today is the day. Could be the 10th. He was like, might be the 10th because of the timeline. Well,
today's the 11th, Rossy.
Going over the... Right. So today's the 11th. So for John to just come out, and I didn't even mention the video guy or whatever because I knew I was going to get shit for it. But since John brought it up, today's supposed to be the day. Now, he actually said it was supposed to be like 5-something in the morning. So we're past that at this point. But I'm allowing him a little wiggle room. I've kind of been a little, not gonna lie, been a little on pins and needles for the past 24 hours. So hopefully we'll get through today, and hopefully he's completely wrong. And
he's already been completely wrong.
Well, so
he got the wrong calendar to begin with.
So hopefully he doesn't get anywhere within the month of or the week or the month, and that John's completely off, and it truly is a joke because Jesus Christ.
Well, when I went to my brother-in-law's house the other day to just say about Sam and what we're away and all that, I said I did the same skit with him. I went, right, well, as you know, me and Cal off on there to America. We might die on the flight there or back, depends on when the terrorists attack. And he was like, what? I'm like, look, mate. I said, people die on planes all the time. I said, but none of them tell people in the way I've just done that they might die. I said, now, if we do die, you can say, well, John did say when you're on the news, because they'll always go, there was 3 British people on the plane, this couple and this person. I said, you can say, yes, my brother-in-law came to me joking that he said they were all going to die on the plane. So now I'm a bit worried if he did it. But yeah, because nobody gets on the plane, do they? He said, I'm off. You'll never see me again. This plane's going to explode. but it happens to quite a few people.
You're a prophet, John.
So long, if it is a terrorist attack and I can take the person down, that's awesome. But if I can't reach him in time and it blows up and I get sucked off out of the plane at the same time, that'd be awesome as well.
You're going to go down a prophet. Hey, what was your military rank when you left the military?
Can't tell you these things. I was a corporal.
Okay, so you can go Corporal Akbar. And
That would be
But I was watching these videos the other day of people grabbing people on flights. Weirdly, one of them has not made any dent on the British news, where somebody was shouting the old Allah Akbar and actually saying, "I'm going to bring this plane down because of Trump." And I'm thinking, why is this not on the news? Why are we not getting told about this? But yes, he was pinned to the ground, and there's loads of them. It's happening all the time, and I'm like, are they not telling people because they think it might put people off flying? Well,
you think
anything can happen at any stage, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's an exciting bit of death. Let's talk about deaths. Woo! Right, we got four deaths. I'm sure you might know another one, Mr. Ross, but I can't remember how many you sent me. All right, first up is a nobody, Jim Lavelle, age 97, somebody who flew in the sky a little bit and then came back down. Yes, he was an American astronaut.
Apollo 13, man.
And a few others before that as well.
Apollo 8, I think it was Apollo 8 and Apollo 13.
Yeah, assuming it wasn't faked.
Tom Hanks played him in the movie.
He was on Gemini 7, Gemini 12, Apollo 8, Apollo 13, and he retired on March the 1st, 1973. Fuck me, he's been retired a long time, hasn't he? Fucking hell.
His best days are behind him.
It says here he was the first person to fly into space 4 times. And among the 24 astronauts who have orbited the moon, Lovell was the earliest to make a second visit, but remains the only returnee who has not walked on the surface. Ha! Loser!
Well, they didn't have the movie studio ready for him then.
That's right.
Right.
See, O.J. Simpson, because he took part in that film, that's why they crucified him.
Thank you.
Right, next up, and this was one I think you sent me, Mr. Ross, Bobby Whitlock, age 72, an American musician and co-founder of Derek and the Dominoes.
I sent you that one.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't listen to that hippie shit.
but the only song I really know of Derek and the Dominoes was it Layla they did? Was it Layla, their song? I can't remember. Just trying to think. Discography. No, I'm trying to think. No. Anyway, I do know the name of the group, but there's nothing sort of jumping out at me. Right, now, we've got 2 amazing people now that mean a lot to mainly probably Flint and me. Not so much you, Rossi, but because of your love of British madness, you will know of these people only through the things they did.
Oh, okay.
First up, Ray Brooks, aged 86. British actor, mostly famous for the voice of Mr. Ben. Now, you must have heard of Mr. Ben.
Only through you guys.
Oh, Mr. Ben's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we ever got that here.
Okay, so he was in feature films and TV stuff. So he was in Hate Mr. Fire, Played Cool, Daleks Invasion Earth, 2150.
Okay, we did get that.
Okay, Happy Come Home, Alice Adventures in Wonderland, Carry On Abroad, Assassin. So yeah, he was in all them bits and bobs, a few more bits and bobs. But yeah, mainly the voice of Mr. Ben, which is the if you heard his voice, all the British kids who are our age now would be going, I know exactly who that is.
They even did they even did a parody of it in Dread. where Mr.
That's
Ben
right,
goes
they
in
did.
and the shopkeeper gives him the judge's uniform.
Yes. Now, this one is the big one for me because this program had a person on it who did the most amazing stunt. Not even a stunt, it's what Workman did, but he did it, and I did a tweet of it a couple of years back, and it was my most talked about and watched tweet ever, with multiple thousands.
Wow.
Because he is more stunt worthy than Tom Cruise, right? There was nothing to save this person. This is not the person I'm talking about. This is the program. This person on the program from dying from the drop, right? It was now the person is Biddy Baxter, aged 92. She is British and she was the editor of Blue Peter, who helped change it into an institution. Now, it was the children's TV program on BBC One around about 5-ish when we were kids. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was John Leslie, John Noakes, Peter Purvis, all them sort of people.
What was the name of his dog?
It was Get Down. It wasn't Shep, was it? It was
Shep. Yep.
Yeah, Get Down Shep.
Wow.
The problem with that was loads of people called their dogs Shep. So I was thinking, what's that my granddad's dog's name? Because he had a dog the same breed. But yeah, so she became the editor and she fucking revamped it all, and it became like, it was the big thing to watch when you came back from school, just before you had your tea sort of thing. You'd watch this. Every year they'd go, the whole group, the presenters would go on like a travel around into a country or somewhere, like America, somewhere in Africa, and they'd do all these things. But the John Noakes one, he climbed Nelson's Tower, right? Nelson's column. And he did it without any safety gear. So he's climbing up the ladders up the side of the column. It's the column on Trafalgar Square, Rossi.
Mm-hmm.
If you come out of Downing Street, turn left, you can see it. If you turn right, you can see the Houses of Parliament. And he climbed it, and then it's got an overhang. Now, he's not tied on by anything. And he's climbing up there in a normal coat and normal shoes. And he goes over the edge, gets up. The cameraman's already up there doing it, so he was fucking awesome as well. But as a kid, you just went, it's John Noakes doing his stuff. As an adult, I'm like, fuck me, that would never, ever be allowed nowadays. Even without safety gear, I don't think they'd have any presenter do what he did. And he was like the action man of the TV at the time. He would do all sorts. Eventually, when he retired,
he's like a poor man's Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, but he got injured.
He's nothing on Jackie Chan.
He destroyed Jackie Chan. You also had a couple of the presenters through the years. I think it was a 20-year gap. Do parts of the commando course. So they would do like the endurance course and all that sort of stuff, which was always good to see, because it's nice to see, because these were both the people who did it, if I remember, were in the early 20s.
I don't know why you guys have commandos.
I know, but anyway, well,
because anytime you get into trouble, it's always the Americans that come in to bail you out.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Look, I've watched these videos of Americans saying the elite forces, we all look up to the British.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We always end up going in and saving your asses.
There was one brilliant one where I watched this SAS operator, right? So I'm watching this SAS operator. It was only about a 5-minute clip. And he said, oh, yeah, when we were out with the Americans, they would laugh at us because we just took the piss out of everything. They would be doing their drills and drills and drills. There'd be this, that, and the other. We'd be fucking minging every night, pisses, farts. And then we do the fucking kill room, or we do this, and they'd go, how the fuck do you do that? Obviously you do your training for it, but you don't take anything seriously. And that was the difference and he said that's the difference between the Americans.
And that's the difference between winning 2 world wars and losing them.
You didn't have any.
There you go. There you go. There's the difference.
Hang on. What? When was the Irish in World War II and World War War?
The Irish are in World War One up to the front lines, because that's where you put them, because they're just a bunch of paddies.
No, wasn't that when you were letting the Nazis into Ireland to try and attack us from the back door?
I'm American, John.
See how he... Dave,
Wait a minute.
did you see how he chopped and changed then?
Yeah.
He was Irish for a second.
Yep.
The Irish always fight on the losing side. That's why
Talk
they're
about
that's why they're
glory.
fighting. That's why they're fighting with the British in World War One. The Irish always pick the losing side. During Vietnam, during the Vietnam War, a group of Irish went over and joined the U.S. Army to take part in Vietnam. They always pick the losing side.
Trusted.
Well, do you know what? The Vietnam War, when the Americans asked the British to come in, the British said, we're not coming in, and that's why they fucked us up on the Suez Canal. That's when they didn't help us out on that. Or they made it deliberately go wrong for us. But with that, they were told by the SAS, if you do this, this and this, and there's loads of videos of all this as well, you may be able to control it. But they didn't listen. They just went for hellfire and attack. They didn't do hearts and minds until it was way too late. That upset so many people.
No, the problem is they didn't vote in Barry Goldwater. Barry Goldwater would have ended that war real quick by dropping a fucking nuke on North Vietnam.
That's like add a woman and make a gay, and the Americans, it's like add a nuke and drop it on them.
Yeah, that's what they would have. That's what Barry Goldwater would have done.
Ah, dear.
Anyway, the United States didn't lose that war. That was a draw.
Well, do you know what? Talking about war.
Because there was a treaty. There was a peace treaty. It was a draw.
Yeah. Talking about wars, I was... who doesn't like a war between two countries that begin with A's, right? Like Armenia and Azerbaijan. Now, to me, they need to still be at war because 35 years is not long enough. If only that twat didn't make them sign a peace treaty between each other. Fucking hell, that Trump is an evil person causing peace between countries that have been fighting for 35 years.
I never heard of that. I never heard of that conflict until it was brought up. I didn't know the rest. They never report that shit in the news.
No, what I do is every so often I Google current conflicts to see what particular groups are fighting. So you'll have civil wars is another one I like to Google every so often because I think we'll be in a civil war in the next 5 years, and many experts do believe that's going to happen. Not the way people will be jumping up and down going, ah! Not the way you think. It probably will start in Ireland before us, but when it does hit Ireland and they kick off, they're worse than us at the moment, we'll follow quite quickly. And once we kick off, mainland Europe will go. And it's not going to be the way people think. These experts have all said it's because the government are not listening to the people. So it'll be the people rising up against the government. And this one expert said, right, he said, he was talking about some things that happened in the UK not long ago. And he said, right, there was 3,000 people. This is not the numbers. I'm going to do these numbers for just reference. There was 3,000 people on this thing. They had 300 police. They couldn't control it. So let's go up to the numbers. So let's go 300,000 people. And let's say out of 300,000, 30,000 are the worst people who are going to really go mental in the uprising. There's not enough police to control that because there's not enough police at 3,000 to control that. So he says, what are they going to do? Will the government call in the army? He says, now the problem with the army is, and I said this years ago, too many people are related to the army members. Will they go, I can't do this because this is, everyone knows me. All my friends, I'm fighting all my friends. Will the army say, we're not doing this? So we're getting into that position. This is what the experts are saying. We're getting to these positions now where we're very close to a tipping point for a civil war in our country. But they all said Ireland will be before us. So it's interesting to see. Obviously, this is not in the news. You have to fucking Google it and all that sort of stuff.
Well, there already is a lot of unrest in Ireland over the last...
that's what I'm saying. They're right on the tipping point.
Is this before or after you failed to save the plane
Oh, this will be the after. I'll be long dead. I'll be in pieces, getting put back together.
You'll be like Steve Austin. You'll be like Steve Austin, the Bionic Man. He can rebuild you.
Well, what I'll do is
Bionic Burdis.
I'll Google where the black box is, and I'll say, Carolyn, run to the black box with me. We'll hug it.
Or make your clothes out of black box material.
That's it.
And then when they put you back together, your stitches and scars will be in the shape of a Union Jack.
That's it.
Jason Statham, eat your heart out.
Anyway, that was my little war thing. I've got two other interesting. I've told you I told you to that. I'll tell the public in a second. So the other thing I saw, which popped up on the feed, is a question that many people joke about all the time, and the director actually tested it to see if it was possible. So the question was, in Titanic, could Jack have fitted on that door and survived with Rose? James Cameron, there's a video on YouTube, or it's on Twitter, wherever it is. He did it. He had two actors, or two people, a young girl and a young bloke, in the water. He had the film crew there, the experts. They were fucking shivering their fucking tits off. So Jack, the Jack character, clambered onto the door. He was shivering like fuck. He was completely shivering. I think they had doctors and shit there to make sure it wouldn't go wrong. And then they said, what? He said, one of the things was, if we give Jack the life jacket that she's wearing, will that help him with his shivering? So she took it off, and he said, you got to keep on the raft, you can't fall off. And she passed him the jacket. It stopped her for a little bit, but then his body started to shiver again. So if you just Google, I've got the link actually, I'll send it to you so you can see it. Let me just get this. But yeah, it's the name of the person who did it is Todd Spence, and it's 1 minute 47. So let me just.
Well, here's the thing. I think the reason two of them couldn't fit on the piece of wood.
Here we go.
Listen, I think the reason they couldn't, because originally James Cameron had cast Lizzo as the Kate Winslet character. So, with that in mind, there's no way two people would fit on that piece of wood. So, there you go.
Then they
I'll send it to you. It's 1 minute 47, so you can watch that later. But yeah, that was quite interesting to see that. And the other thing, which was interesting, is when I was at the festivals the other couple of weeks back, I always like to film at least one song for a group, just so I've got the songs. So when I've got dementia, if I survive the plane crash, if I've got dementia, I can look back on my YouTube page, if I remember my own name, and go, oh, I was there, I watched that. So I've got normally a song from each artist. Anyway, one of the artists was called Sophie Lloyd, and she had 3 other members of different groups sing with her, because she was a guitarist. Now, the thing that was striking about her was she wore a mesh figure-hugging top with her knockers out on display, with a bit of masking tape across her nipples in the shape of an X.
Yeah.
Had ample boobage, and one of the female singers who sang with her had her nipples covered, but she had not much boobage. And so I filmed the song they did, but I also filmed a song that Sophie Lloyd did with the lead singer of Blackstone Cherry. It was a bloke. And what I did was, in the tags of these 2 songs, in one of them I added the tag boobs, B-O-O-B-S. And weirdly, that one's got nearly 2,000 watches, while the other one has like 150-ish. Now, I've not lied, because their boobs are on display, so if anybody did key in boobs on YouTube and see that video, they can't complain because they're there. But it just shows you, doesn't it, what people are looking for.
Yeah.
Sex sells, Mr. Ross. So when you bring out your guinea pig covers mag, swimsuit illustrated, that'll sell a fucking load.
Yep. And, the algorithm just loves boobs.
Yeah. And who doesn't?
It's not even side boob. It's like bottom boob, top
boob.
Well, except for the little part that's covered by the tape. But,
Well,
But
yeah,
I'm surprised nobody called you out and said there's not boobs,
but
not
they
enough
were.
boobs. Well, yeah, it's kind of like, you know.
I went back in and I was thinking, shall I put in tits, breasts, and put loads more versions of the word just to get loads?
Boobs
And then
and
I'll go back
flies.
to the forum and it'll be like 50,000 views.
No, boobs flies right under the algorithm. If you're too crude, they'll slam
Right.
it.
So you know then already how to do it.
How would you
You
know that,
know,
Rossi?
I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for the road to success. You know, when once I'm done with this damn comic stuff, I'll be able to ride the boobs to success.
You're never going to be done with the damn comic stuff because you keep on accepting stuff.
No, well, believe me, if anything would make you want to stop, it's the things I'm working on now.
It's because you're too nice. That's the problem, Mr. Ross. As the chief judge said, I think she said you're nice, didn't you? I can't remember what I made her say.
Oh yeah, back when
Well,
it
you can
was
put
Mr.
those on
Nice.
your fucking. Did I filmed them once? You can put them on top of the YouTube videos, Flint. The chief judge talking.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that the end of the deaths?
Yeah, that's the end. We need more deaths.
Well, you missed one.
I knew I would.
The
We
death of
always do.
the death of the WNBA.
So what exactly? I mean, I've seen the video and I know what people said happened, but what exactly happened? What's the story behind that?
Sometimes sex doesn't.
Yeah, there's a group of people that are now and again they'll throw a green dildo onto the court. On the WNBA.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's probably in a reaction to what they did a few weeks ago, where they all wore shirts like "Pay us what we're worth," and those shirts are probably done by sweatshop kids in China. But
So this was like these were like it was whatchamacallit, so it's sort of a protest group kind of thing?
no, they just done it for fun.
Was it the girls on the team?
No, it's people in the
People
crowd,
in the audience.
in the audience. They were throwing. One of them threw a green dildo onto the court, and then
Okay.
there was another one thrown. I think last week. They arrested two people, but that's not stopping them from doing it. And now, in
Well, what
response,
you do is throw gherkins on.
in response to this, they're putting a net around the court to catch the dildos.
So yeah, when I went to go see Mexican wrestling in Mexico City, the there was like what do you call it? It's not a balcony; it's like a mezzanine, I guess it is, the upper level of seats. That whole thing was surrounded by chicken wire, like in the Blues Brothers.
Well, because people are throwing bottles and cans and whatever.
Bottles and well, probably limes from bottles and limes, most likely. Yeah.
Well, the good thing about them doing this is that this is probably the most attention the WNBA has ever gotten. So people are probably tuning in to see if there's going to be a green dildo thrown onto the court.
Yeah.
And listen, they're even taking bets on it.
Oh wow!
Polymarket's taking bets on it.
So for the first time, people are taking bets on women's basketball games, but it has nothing to do with who actually wins. Well, if it happens again, we all win the game, I guess you could say. But
The thing is, here's what we're worth and stuff. It's all down to audience, isn't it? Advertisement. So what makes me laugh with that is it's never ever going to reach the level of the men, right?
Okay.
And it's like the football. We just had the European final between England and the other team. Can't even remember who the fuck it was. The women, right? Mm-hmm. They went to the stadium in Switzerland, 38,000 seater stadium, and they could only get 34,000 people in it. That was the final of the European fucking Cup. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't even find another 4,000 people to sit in the stadium and fill it up for that. So until they start doing that and the thing with the BBC is they're fucking pushing it so much because they can't afford fucking men's football anymore. All the sports on the BBC are absolutely fucking shite. And honestly, it's a waste of fucking time. They're pushing everything, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. but nobody watches it. And even when they're in the UK and they have the big finals, yeah, they'll fill the stadium up. Well, go and watch Arsenal play Manchester United, the female game. What, three people and a dog are there watching it, you know what I mean? In fact, my shitty team, Hartlepool probably get more people watching that.
Well, the thing with the WNBA is they're actually subsidized by the men's basketball.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, I understand why they do it. They want something they go, but there's no way they're going to get equal pay unless they start filling seats.
Exactly. It's like when the normal answer is, why aren't male models paid the 10 grand a day that all the top female ones are? Because there's nobody gives a shit about them. People want to look at sexy women. And many women want to look at sexy women. You know, well, and when women want to look at sexy men, it's probably, you know, like the old fucking Diet Coke man when he takes his top off. Or
Henry Cavill and Superman.
I should do that with Rossi. Do Rossi with his Camacho shit.
Yeah, well, just throw a drink at me and get a nice wet T-shirt thing. Well, or a Jack Reacher on like every episode of the show.
Did you mention Snoop Man, Flint?
Yeah, like the only reason one of the reasons Marnie went to see Man of Steel was to see Henry Cavill with his shirt off.
But you can't beat the true Superman, can you? Dean Cain, the best Superman ever, protecting the country from all fucking threats, external and within.
Ice, ice, baby.
Ice. Oh, that should be the fucking theme tune to Ice, shouldn't it? Get fucking what's his name down there? He hasn't had a hit for fucking 30 years. Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Gary Newman.
Yeah.
No, he had Go Ninja Go, or he had the Ninja Rap too.
Did you see them videos of the Ice lot jumping out of the back of the
Penske truck? The Penske truck.
Yeah, and so somebody from the Penske went and said, "We don't blah blah blah," and then it's R.I.P. Penske all over Twitter, and I'm like, oh dear, dear, dear.
Well, if the trucks are also used for human trafficking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, yeah,
way
to pick the wrong battle.
Last year at Comic-Con, they had that big bust where they were, well, and by that I mean they broke up a human trafficking ring at Comic-Con.
And not a load of giant breasticles.
You know, they're there, but it's not like it used to be. I think they were vetted a little better back in the day.
I see.
Now it's just kind of like, you know, it's kind of like self-publishing. There's so much out there now. If you don't know what you're looking at, it's just too much.
Lovely stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do Adventures in Trumpland. So this will be a quick one. Trump has just said that he's going to have the National Guard take over DC to sort out the crime, and I think he's doing something about the homelessness in there too. I don't know if you've been to DC in the last few years, Rossi.
Oh, I'm sure it's on par with downtown LA.
Oh yeah,
Hollywood.
it's pretty bad, but they're a better breed of homeless though. They all have suitcases and you know, it looks as if they're all traveling to places, but they're not.
They're probably not all ex-politicians, because those guys are like living to be 90 years old and staying in office until they can't lift their heads anymore.
So he's going to clear out the homeless problem and stop the crime. I think the move for this came from the one kid that was a member of Doge that stopped a woman being assaulted in her car. There was a group of like, I think 10 to 12 teens that were assaulting her, and the Doge kid intervened, and they beat the shit out of the Doge kid, like 10 or 12 teenagers, and the Doge kid turned out to be Big Balls.
Oh,
he was the one that they called Big Balls, and so when Trump saw that, he went, we're going to have to do something about this crime.
You know, you can't have Big Balls be the hero of the day. That sounds plausible, but you know that the media is going to be like, he's going to take over and it'll just be barbed wire and armed soldiers on every block, and it's going to be just like the dystopian future of 1984, man. And
I said to
like,
Marnie, he's gonna beautify the city too, and you know what that means to the left. It means he'll have these red banners with a white circle, and inside the white circle is a black T for Trump all over
right.
on all the buildings.
It'll be the number 45 bent to look like
It'll be a 47.
An Asian religious symbol that was usurped by another group of people. You know what I mean.
You mean a Native American symbol?
Yeah.
That too.
All them Indians, those Indians, the other Indians, they all use that symbol.
And John mentioned that I think he's put an end to 6 conflicts since he's been in office.
Yeah.
In 6 months, he's taken care of 6 conflicts.
Evil.
Yeah, he stopped beating his wife 5 times, and then what's the 6th one?
That's it.
Well, the big one is Ukraine, Russia. I think they're meeting in a few days in Alaska, and everybody's like, Zelensky should be there. No, why would you have that little shit there?
Oh, you give him like the kid table, give him a nice place.
Already, Starmer and Macron are trying to sabotage it.
Give him a little place pad with a maze on it, and crayons, and
and they're all they're like the we'll talk one more thing about politics and we'll move on because I know people love to hear about politics from us.
from you.
Yeah, Starmer and Macron are going to recognize they want a Palestinian state. I'm like, are you fucking nuts? You want the Palestinian? Yeah, so you can have a terrorist state right next to Israel. Are you that wants them wiped off the face of the earth? Are you fucking nuts?
Yeah. See, I laugh at these people who are all Hamas. They, on their statute, or whatever they want to call it, say we want every fucking Jew dead. How can you fucking vote? How can you think that's acceptable? That's what they say, and that's what they were voted in on.
All right.
Crazy, but that's how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
nuts.
the world we live in.
Nuts. I think the plan was all along was that Israel was going to go in and take over Gaza, wipe out Hamas, and just annex it, the area. And then,
I was going to say the Hamas plan is to make the world turn against Israel by doing all the things they've been doing,
like robbing all the aid, like robbing all the aid, the aid, and then selling it to the people, selling it. Yeah.
So, people choose to disbelieve that, and you're like, hang on, why?
Will somebody please think about the children?
Yeah, and yet I've not seen anybody starving yet from the men.
Well, they showed there was starving people. I mean, Hamas took a video of the Jewish hostage they have, who's really thin, like he's like something from Auschwitz, digging his own grave. Yeah, but people don't care about that,
That's right.
Here's a conspiracy theory for you, Rossy.
Another one? Oh,
yeah, here's another one. Here's another one.
Burden.
Do you think, and this one's kind of on the dark side, not that I believe
Wait a minute, is this going to get me fired?
No, it won't get you fired.
All right.
No, that'll be when I go into Romans on Friday.
I'll ask for a copy of Mein Kampf signed by Stephen Ross. They were saying, as in the conspiracy guys, were saying that Israel let October 7th happen on purpose.
Oh, I've heard that one.
So they can go in and clean out Hamas once and for all. The hostages were just like sacrificial lambs because they all their intelligence knew it was going to happen. They let it happen. It's the same kind of theory that they had for Pearl Harbor and 9/11. In Pearl Harbor, the intelligence knew something was going to happen, but they let it so they can get involved in World War II. And then with 9/11, it was the same thing. They knew they were all trained. Like I think Cheney knew about these guys being trained on flight simulators and blah blah blah, and had everything stand back and let it happen to hit the Twin Towers, so they can go in and sweep the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those kind of theories.
Tell me something I don't know.
All right. mRNA is healthy for you, Rossi.
Sure it is.
Okay, that's the rest of Adventures in Trumpland. I don't think there's anything else. Very quiet. So, what about Kickstarter Corner, Rossi?
Oh, it's funny you should mention that. We were talking about that on the other live stream. Just basically like all the other ones that are out there that one guy backed like 30 of them, and he said that like one page, he made a list and it was like at least 30 Kickstarters, and one page still has never been fulfilled, and they're like years out. It's taken that long to get filled. I got a notification from the Mexican Rafael Galur book with the painted luchadors and sexy ladies. That they've taken it to the post office down there, and it's on its way. So will they let it cross the border? Hopefully it'll be legal enough and on the up and up that it'll reach me with no problem. I did get my copy of the 7711 arrived in perfect condition, even though the packaging's always like the flimsiest. But got here A-OK and looks great, so looking forward to reading it. I was going to try to read the digital copy so we could do it sooner, but you haven't gotten yours yet, so we're going to do it. We'll probably do it like when John gets back, right?
Yeah, more than likely.
Okay. All right. So I did get something from them. So they continue to be on my short list of people that I will still back. And then everything else is still no Black Creek, still no Legend of the White Dragon. Pretty much like the movies, still nothing on the 4 or 5 movies that are out there. So, and all you have to do is send me a digital file at this point. So not to rub it in too hard, but the Red Sonja movie is going to be like in and out of theaters and available on streaming before I actually get these things that have been out there for years now.
What's the release date for that movie?
So the one theatrical date is going to be the day before John gets here. So actually, I think it's going to be the Wednesday before the Thursday, which is what I have off, and Friday, which is what I have off. So I can't see it. Basically, I can't see it in the theater.
Well, don't worry, you won't be the only one that won't be able to see it, or it'll be in there and gone before anybody notices.
I'll be the only one who kind of wanted to see it but couldn't see it. I'll feel like the kid, like in that movie version of the Pied Piper of Hamelin, and like the handicapped kid has the rock door closed in his face, and he's the only one left behind because he's on crutches. That's going to be me for the Red Sonja movie. But
you'll have to put on your peg leg and your eye patch to watch it.
Peg leg my ass. I'll just show my knee braces. They're bad. I can barely walk bad as it is. So,
John's going to have you walking all over Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay. So this is going to be on what day of the week? Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, if I'm walking in a straight line, it's really not that much of a problem. In fact, the more I do it, the more...
America's setting the block site sort of design of the cities, isn't it?
Yeah, well, just walking up and down the street is usually like fine, and it gets better the more I do it.
Where's the stairway where Laurel and Hardy shot the piano?
Oh,
It's not that close.
I've got that on my things, the saved.
You're going to go see it?
I'm thinking we might.
You should bring Rossi. You should bring Rossi with you to that and have him go up the steps.
Let's have a look. Where's it at? Is that right there?
It'd be easier for me to go down the steps like John Wick.
Where the fuck have I got?
It'd be more fun watching you struggle go up the steps.
Oh, there's the Thriller house.
Actually, up steps is not bad at all. Like when I'm here at the condo, you guys talk about me marching around the condo. Literally, when I'm going up steps here at the condo, I try not to use the handrail, and I'm generally very successful. It takes a lot of. I mean, I have to think about it, but it's fine.
Are you going to be like the? Are you like the waiter in Sesame Street where he falls down the stairs?
Yeah. What was it? 3 pumpkin pies.
When we drive back to the hotel from the Earth Cafe and all that, the music upstairs is sort of in between and just slightly south, so we can just park the car quickly and do the skit. It's on the North Vendome Street and the corner of Del Monte Drive. So where Del Monte Drive hits the north into a T, slightly angled T.
And what does the man from Del Monte say?
Yes!
Well,
it's saved in John Cass under Laurel and Hardy steps.
I just be aware that I think it's off one of those side streets in Hollywood that you may want to just take a shot of it from the car.
No, I'm going to fucking park the car up. We're going to get out. Cass will film us. You'll fall about. I'll push you down so it's more effective. And I'll walk down afterwards and I'll scratch my head and go.
Just like,
you know what? I have another filming location for you. You might want to be interested in.
Oh,
Have you seen the new new video for the new Billy Idol song, where he's like hanging out at the newsstand and then he goes to the rock club and he's the only one not pogoing around and everything because he's fucking old and barely alive. So so I know where that newsstand is.
So where's that?
It's right across the street from the L. Ron Hubbard Celebrity Center.
Right.
You know what you could do for the music box, John? Well, you go with Rossy, bring his cardboard cut out with him of Rossy, right? And as you're tussling with Rossy, you throw him down, then you cut to the cardboard thing being thrown down the stairs, down the steps, and then you cut down to Rossy getting up off the ground. That might be fun.
Excellent.
Instead of Rossy doing all that stuff.
Since we are going to the store beforehand, and the cardboard cutout is in the back stock room right now, that's a possibility. I could ask.
I'm just looking. What's the new stand called? Because I'm at the L. Ron Hubbard Life. Is it the Life Exhibition you're on about?
No, the Celebrity Center.
Oh, fuck me. There's one. Let's have a look. L. Ron Hubbard Celebrity.
The street runs parallel to Hollywood Boulevard, and I forgot the name of that street.
Well, I put celebrity and it's nothing coming up. Celebrity
What?
Center.
Okay.
Yeah. L. Ron Hubbard Way, Hubbard College of Administration, the L. Ron Hubbard House Museum. That's all it's called.
Oh, wait a minute. It's it might not be the L. Ron Hubbard Celebrity Center. It might just be the Scientology Celebrity Center. And it might be Celebrity Center with an R-E.
Scientology Celebrity Center.
Okay, there you go. All right.
All right, let's look at this.
I mean, the Lifetime exhibit is walking distance from that place.
Where the fuck that? Right, I've just looked at that. It's just off the fucking freeway, the 101.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too far away from. Well, I say too far away. Obviously, the more I zoom in, it makes it blocks and blocks away from the the Capitol Records. It's to the right, to the east of that.
Let's see.
Church of Scientology, the Manor Hotel, Garden Pavilion. So where the fuck's the thing then? Because I can't see where there'd be a.
Maybe. I'll find it for you.
Flint, we'd be walking around for hours, and he'd be going, "Well, it's here somewhere."
Well,
what you doing there?
No, once we're there, once we're there, I can just like navigate.
I don't want to be there and have to look for it. You should know exactly where it is.
I do know exactly. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Franklin. This is Franklin Avenue, right? That sounds right. All right. Keep talking. I'll
We can't keep
find
talking when
it
you keep
and-
on smacking on the keyboard.
All right, I'll put the pod. Well, it's either
there's-
that or I put the mic on hold.
There's something called, let's get the other side of that lamppost because it's blocking the view. Counterpoint, records and books. The Canyon, apparel, home, vintage, means second-hand shit. What's down here? Sushi shop. Upright Citizens Brick. It's a comedy
Yeah.
show.
Okay. Yeah.
You found it?
No. That all sounds right.
Yeah, but I can't see a fucking paper shop stand type thing here. The Daily Planet, is that it?
I think that's it.
I'll have to watch the fucking video later and check this because... Oh yeah, there's places to park right near it. Books, The Daily Planet Gifts. What's that called? Bourgeois Pig. I'll have to look for that because that's a bit weird. Anyway.
What?
A mysterious shadow appears above the WNBA arena just hours before tip off.
It's Galactus.
I can see the tip. What the fuck's up there on my fucking screen?
The BBC are unbelievable. Unbelievable how they report things. They said that violent crime is down in DC, so what's the point in Trump doing what he's doing? The thing is, carjackings are still going on. They're still persistent. That's what he's going to do, and he's going to clean up the homeless there. And then they say it's kind of ironic that Trump would do that because he failed to do it on January 6th to put the National Guard there. He didn't fail to do it. It was Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, well, she's too busy with their fucking money, isn't she, mate, and all that?
Getting her eyebrows lifted off her face. Oh, unbelievable. Anyway, Kickstarter corner, Rossi.
Oh, yeah, so I got the books coming, or I got the Mexican book coming, everything else, and I got something from the 77, and then everything else is on, no news.
Yeah, I'm waiting
news?
I'm waiting for two books to come in, the John M. Burns one and the Risso one, Eduardo Risso. But Uncle Pat has American Reaper that's going to be launched pretty soon on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I signed up for that.
Right, so that'll be interesting. And
But that's another one I'm probably just going to have to get the digital one because the postage is and they're doing them they're kind of, I'm not complaining, but they're kind of stacking these things up. You know what I mean? They just finished, what was the last book one they did?
Shaw.
No, they still got the V one going.
V.
I just got the magazine, the 77. They've got the V one going now. They the day that was fulfilled, the day they declared it fulfilled, the 77, the V book came out, and then that's going to end. And it sounds like the Uncle Pat one's going to launch the day after that one ends, which is fine, but I just want to, in order to keep up, I'm just going to have to right there, just by not doing the postage, I could save myself, $30. And if they're going to be doing this every month, it's, what's $30? Average postage for these things is like $20 for me.
I know.
So it's 20 times,
$240
in postage. Yeah. So.
I know that they had Lifeboat in Diamond, and they had it in a few stores here in the US, comic stores. Are they going to do the same for Shaw and for American Reaper? Do you know?
Well, so the tricky part of it is that there was, I think, the Diamond UK. There were some of the parts of the Diamond bankruptcy that weren't as affected as some of the others, and I think Diamond UK wasn't as badly hit as the American one. And so if that's true, they might get in stores over there, but I don't know if it's going to reach out over here. And almost any indie below Antarctic Press level, which I think would include the 77 just because of how long they haven't been around as long. They only publish a couple of things. They don't have like AP's got like 12 books a month. They only have a few, so they're considered a smaller independent. And it's like anybody smaller than Antarctic Press is like screwed. They have to find some other way to get into stores here. So if they're listening, and sometimes I know they do, there's a distributor called Filbo that
Dildo.
Yeah, I know. The current comic industry is so full of like dumb shit stuff that I'm like, that's another reason why I'm like, I just kind of want to wrap it up, because
You're like the Godfather, ROSSY. Once you try to get out, but they always pull you back in.
Well, I mean, I'll always have a toe in it because that's where my friends are. But it's, as far as me actively doing some, anything comic-y, the stuff that I want to do afterwards, making videos and all that, they'll still be like have a comic base to them, and if I want to monetize it, I'll probably use the comics to make money off of it, try to sell those, but I'm not going to. Anyway, so Filbo, the guy's name is Phil, and I think his last name begins with B-O, so that's why it's called Filbo. And so he's on Facebook, and if he's not shilling his company, he's shilling Jesus. So he's very Christian, and I honestly say God bless him for it. But that's probably not the best business model unless you're going to get into the Christian marketplace. So especially in comics, if they smell Christian on you, it's kind of like, so what do you believe? That part in the Bible that says that being LGBTQ plus is send you to hell. Do you believe that part? Do you believe that part like Chris Platt believes it? Do you believe that part like Gina Carano believes it? Are you a good person? Are you on the right side of his? That kind of shit. That's why I don't think it's a good idea in the current comic industry, the way things are now.
No, we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about Gina Carano making a deal with Disney.
The devil. Well, okay, so let me finish this one because
right.
Kickstarter Corner is boring as shit right now. So there's this company called Filbo. They're picking up all the smaller publishers. They're picking up Antarctic Press, and we did get some order, or they did get some orders from them on that, but it wasn't huge. It wasn't nothing close to what Diamond was doing. But they also have AC Comics. They've got Coffin Comics. Some of the smaller, I think they have Dynamite. So some of the smaller publishers that you've heard of, and then a bunch of others that you haven't, they're going with Filbo. The thing is, like the Filbo catalog, it says Filbo, and he uses the same font that previews used. And he's trying to make his Filbo catalog look like the old previews catalog that Diamond put out. I don't know if that's going to be a copyright or trademark or, looks too much like us problem for somebody, but I don't know, I don't know if it's a good idea. Like, just do your own thing. Don't remind everybody of the shit show that Diamond caused when they went under. I don't associate yourself with the loser, as even though they were beloved and people loved that catalog, and I have good memories of flipping through it with my friends on New Comic Day, blah, 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 blah. But, time to move on, Phil Bro. So, anyway, so if anybody from the 77's listening, then maybe you want to take a look at, Google them and see if it's for you. So.
Well, I've revamped Thugs and going to relaunch Thugs again as a Kickstarter. I reduced the goal that we're aiming for, and also I'm looking at the postage to see if we can swallow some of that postage, because I know that postage is a big deal. So we might end up swallowing some of the postage for Thugs, but I want it to be affordable that people can buy it. It's still $20 for a hard copy, but you are getting 74 pages. And I did add an extra reward that I will do a commission, 11 by 17 commission but it's limited. It's limited to 3. So 3, yeah. So we'll see if somebody takes that. I don't know if they will, but I'm planning on launching September 1st, and I'll do all the lead up to it in the next few weeks. But I'm waiting to hear back from the fulfillment center about postage to see if I can get that down a bit or put it into the cost of the comic. That's it, really. That's all that's going on. I'm working on White Heat 4. I'm finishing up the thumbnails and the script for Rory. He's already got a good few pages. It's going to be a whopper. I think White Heat issue 4 is going to be well over 100 pages. So, which means that I'll try and keep the cost down on that too. But that's a lot of work unless I cut a couple of stories or split a story in half. But I don't like to do that because I want every comic is complete one and done, and you don't have to read the others to find out what's going on. But there is backstory going on, but it's not necessary to enjoy the comics. So I try and keep everything self-contained because of the gap between each issue. And I am preparing a treasury size of Kyla, the first 2 adventures, with a brand new cover and some other material in it. So sketches and stuff like that. So that will probably be at the end of the year. Go ahead.
No, that's. I was just going to say the whole. For my money, the uncertain. I mean, you do fine. You seem to do fine and all that, but like the uncertainty of that was one of the things that was mentioned. Like people put out these Kickstarter comics, and then it's going to be like a multi-part story, and the like they learn the hard way how hard it is to put out one thing, and then if the story is designed to go over like 4 issues, you run into all the kind of stuff like delays in fulfilling the Kickstarter, or it just blows out your budget and you never get to do the second one, or the third one doesn't get funded, or just all these things could happen. And it's like, no, if you're going to do a Kickstarter, it should be a series of one and dones, unless you're like the 77 at this point where they've got a good enough reputation and all that. But even that's like, 6 months between issues. It feels like a long time, although once you own them, you could just put them on your nightstand and read them all in one sitting, once you have a good enough size stack of them, I suppose.
Oh, well, the plans for White Heat is that after issue 4, Debonair will be given their own title, and it won't be a digest format; it'll be regular comic book size. So that's the plan with that, and probably if other characters prove to be popular, we'll give them their own one off as well. So, all right, movies and TV. What do you watched?
I have watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I'm up to episode 4, the holodeck story. I enjoyed the fake shit either side of the main stuff.
Yeah.
With the especially the very end where it shows sort of outtake-y, deliberate stuff. Especially when the captain comes in and he puts his leg over the
that
chair,
Riker does, yeah.
Knocks it. What's the funniest bit about that is Jonathan Frakes directed the episode.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
No.
Because he would do that all the time in the Next Generation. They have like a compilation clips of him doing that, putting his leg over the chair.
There's a bloke in it as well. Like he did it in front of them. He did loads of versions saying, "This is what you do when you're after a shag. This is what you do for this." All that. So I enjoyed that. And then me and Carolyn watched the final 2 episodes ever of Resident Alien.
Hold on, before you finish with Resident Alien, did you like Mr. Bohannon, his Gene Roddenberry impression?
Oh yeah,
with his pot belly.
Yes.
There was some fun stuff in that.
Yeah, Yeah, I wasn't so bothered about the actual storyline.
No.
But that shit was brilliant. The outfits and everything.
Oh, good stuff. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so we watched the final 2 episodes of Resident Alien. The penultimate one was basically wrapping up all the major storylines where, you know, the evil shit that was going on and the things and this and this. So that was done excellently. And then the final episode, because we were just thinking, that was it. At the very end of that episode, when you think that's it, what they're gonna do next week then for the final? One of the characters goes, "They're coming. They're still coming." You're like, fucking hell. Anyway, the next week, what it is another alien from the same race as the resident alien has come to destroy Earth, but he gets put on the path that Harry did to know that humans are lovely. Well, most people. And basically, it was Harry saying goodbye to everybody when he went off to see his love, who was an alien bird type female, who's another comedian, and she was brilliant doing her stuff. All the interactions they did between each other, there was loads of fucking just riffing it, were like fucking hilarious. You know, and there were some really sad bits in where they did sort of like little monologues about missing your father or something like that, things like that, you know what I mean, which everyone's got a feeling of. There was 2 specific ones where it was really heartbreaking, and at the very end he flies off with his little monologue over the end credits. But yeah, it was to me, it was like they knew it was ending, so they had to wrap it up. And unlike other stuff where they get told too late and it just ends on like multiple cliffhangers or ongoing stories, at least we got like the whole thing finished. And at the very end, he gives a little device to the young lad and says, "If you ever need me, press that." So there's an opening if somebody picks it up again, you know what I mean? But the weirdest thing was, and we laughed at this, it was there's 2 little kids in it at the beginning of the series, a little boy and a little girl. And at the end of the series, they're fucking massive. But the series is set over 2 years. And we were thinking, well, you had to fucking do something eventually, because these kids are fucking basically adult size now. But they grew up so quickly because obviously COVID fucking shut it all down and elongated the story by years of fanning about. But yeah, one of my favourite shows. It's in the. I mean, you can't do like a top 10. It's in the top 100 of all the shows that I've enjoyed of all genres. It was that enjoyable.
You watch anything, Rossi?
Nice. Yeah, I saw a few things. We've been watching. My dad and I have been watching this series called Rurouni Kenshin. It's a bunch of samurai movies based on a manga that became an anime, and now it's like a live action thing. And they're really good. The fight scenes are like unbelievable. The samurai action, the sword fighting is terrific. They're a little slow, and the stories don't really reinvent the wheel, but they look great the way they're shot, and the actors are good, and it's very, very enjoyable. It's something we've agreed we can watch together. And then for the other podcast / live stream I watched The Green Knight with Dev Patel, which was excellent. And there was another Green Knight adaptation called Sword of the Valiant with Sean Connery. And
That wasn't.
Cushing.
I don't think that was called Sword of the Valiant in the UK. I think it was called something else.
There's a much longer title, like Legend of the Green Knight, Sword of the Valiant, or something like that.
I think it's Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's probably that. And then Miles O'Keefe, Tarzan, the ape-man, except he's wearing this He-Man. He's wearing a blonde wig that makes him look like He-Man, and it's got this horrendous synth score. Now, I do like myself some synths, but this was like the second half of the 80s, and there was a new synthesizer that came on the market that two used it. Devo, the Mark Mothersbaugh, the main synth guy from Devo, spent a lot of their money on this thing, and it samples voices and instruments and hand claps and whatnot. And they really experimented with it to the point where when they played the demo tape for Warner Brothers, they said, "What the hell is this? It sounds like a Broadway show tune. It doesn't sound like a rock album or a dance album even." So
you know what the full title of the movie is?
what?
It was actually Sword of the Valiant, The Legend of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Okay, and so it was a canon movie too, so the sign of quality, of course. So it was anyway. So the musical score, and L. Ron Hubbard used a Fairlight, played it himself for the soundtrack album for Battlefield Earth, the book, the most manly book that you'd want to take on a desert island. And
We've seen your manly videos, Rossy.
Also known as space jazz. So the thing about the Fairlight, though, is when they tried to make it sound like a real instrument, it didn't work too well. So if you tried to sample horns and strings and whatnot, it sounded really fake. So this finger quotes symphonic score on from Sword of the Valiant was done. It sounds like it was done on a Fairlight, and the reason I mention it is it plays fucking throughout the movie and ruins every scene. It's so in your ears the whole time.
Well, here's a review that somebody said from Time Out London Magazine. He said it's dreary jousting, production values that make Monty Python and the Holy Grail look lavish, and an excruciating synthesizer score makes this a real trial.
So parts of that are fair. It doesn't look. The thing is, like, it looks cheap, but you know it wasn't that cheap because they actually filmed it in 3 different castles and 3 different countries, and the French actress who plays the love interest she's beautiful, she's good. Condry's in it and they just let him vamp. He's basically wearing a suit. Whoever was holding the green light for that movie deserves his own screen credit, because they used this green light to show him entering the building, and then they didn't paint his armor green. They put twigs and berries on the headband, and then shone a green light on him.
So you got teabagged.
So it was reflected. Yeah, yes. So it was reflected in the armor.
Twigs and berries.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally got twigs and berries. If you look at Sean Connery's Sword of the Valiant, and you'll see the twigs and berries. And he's got this like reflective face paint, so the green will reflect. And his armor looks like a cross between Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, because like his chest and stomach are exposed, so you see his hairy chest and the little line of hair down to the center of his stomach. And spoiler, there's a reason why that's exposed at the end of the movie when he's fighting Sir Gawain. Not to give it away, but anyway. So yeah, it was they were shocked because they were like, well, did you see this one in the theater? Since I've, low-key brag that I've seen practically everything else. And I was like, no, this one, believe it or not, you're the Hunter from the Future. And there was one other canon one that we saw that I didn't see. I don't even remember that movie playing anywhere around me. I don't remember Sword of the Valiant playing anywhere around me when it first came out. So that was a fun bad movie. Like, I kind of wish the Bad Movie Night guys would still get together every once in a while, because that was a fun bad movie. And an even funner bad movie. So John, I have an apology. I was watching the Billy Idol video with the sound down, and I think that was actually filmed in New York. I
know it's fucking filmed in New York, so I've been fucking doing it all, searching.
Yeah,
So John, you would have been walking around Hollywood with Rossy looking for the place that didn't exist.
Well, now he said we'll walk around. Imagine we walk around the fucking L1 Hubbard thing, the Scientology thing, for hours, and he's saying, he'll be round the next corner, and I'll be going, we've walked round the next corner 20 times. We're going round in a square.
So to be fair,
There's no, to be fair, you got it wrong. It says New York in the video.
Okay, so it definitely looks like New York.
It is New York.
The trees never look that dead out here. I
took a picture of a poster behind him that says Joe Strummer, and I did a search through that picture, and every fucking thing said New York.
Yeah,
so
but that's probably the record store.
I went to the beginning of the video,
yeah,
and he stands in front of a window, and behind him in the window has a lit up neon sign saying New York, and I was politely quiet until the correct time to rip you an new arsehole.
All right. Considering ripped, I'll put it on Super 8 video for you to enjoy.
We've already seen something like that earlier.
Right. So okay. In my defense, that Daily Planet place that I thought it was, that was the newsstand that I thought was in the music video. Having said that, I just remembered my dad's best friend, who I've spoken to many times too, literally lives across the street from Billy Idol, and it's up there in the Hollywood Hills. So kind of up the roadish from. So I could text him in the next couple of days and say, "Hey, what's your address?" So, all right. Don't think I will.
Now, Cowlin would be over the moon
if you went by Billy Idol's house.
Yep.
All right, I'll
knock on the door.
All right, I'll ask him sooner than later then, and then that would be better than the newsstand. But that Daily Planet place, that is now a bookstore that was a newsstand. That I thought that this was, because there's not that many newsstands that look like that anymore around here. So I thought, it must be that one. So speaking of famous locations, so you've got the staircase on your list. You got the Billy Idol house, 99% on the list. So the other movie I saw, Kino Lorber's having a sale for a movie, and they had like these old. They take their public domain movies very seriously, and they gussy them up and sharpen them up and restore them as best they can. So there's this movie called Cobra Woman, and I'm like, oh man, that movie sounds like it's for me. The main star is a woman named Maria Montez, and I was, what, a Latina that's starring in a major Hollywood Universal Studios movie, and it's got Lon Chaney Jr. in it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's in Technicolor.
It's just the old Lon Chaney Jr. when he was a raging alcoholic in the last part of his career.
Yes. Yes. And it gets better. So I'm like, okay, tell me more. So I look it up on Wikipedia, and so Maria Montez was this actress she's Dominican. So I thought, she must be Mexican. No, she's Dominican, but she speaks with this thick accent. She's very, very pretty, but for reasons kind of unknown, it's one of those Hollywood lore things. For reasons kind of unknown, they really pushed her hard, and she was like the queen of Technicolor. So she couldn't act, but she was a pretty face. They put her in the most Technicolor they could afford. They put her in these like exotic type movies, like one of her other starring roles was Arabian Nights. I think it was Thief of Baghdad, actually. And then there was another one, and Sabu was also in another one of these too. So it was kind of like those exotic, pulpy type of movies, and I'll get to that. But the where was I going? Oh, and she died fairly young. She just like had a heart attack. I think the deal was like she was considered a troublemaker because they spent a lot of money making her a big star, and she was the above title star of at least 3 successful movies, and then she made the mistake of asking them for more money. So, and she really wasn't paid that much when she made these big hits. So I was like, damn, this sounds like right up my alley. And then she was known for wearing these like ridiculous, like comically elaborate costumes. So the plot of the movie is...
She looks like Ming the Merciless in one of those shots.
Yes! So there is a scene in the middle of the movie. Well, okay, so the not so brief plot is there's a white dude who he's like a sailor. He's got the sailor's not the little navy white Popeye kind of hat, but like the sailor's cap, and he's got these like high water pants. You know, he rolls up the cuffs and his ankles and everything is showing. And he's got his shirt opened up to his belly button, and so he's the white guy hero, and he's living on this island with a bunch of natives who are obviously white people wearing wigs and spray tan, and he's going to marry Maria Montez, one of the native girls, and Sabu's like the best friend, and there's a chimpanzee that they cut away to whenever something lags and they think the kids are going to lose interest. So the monkey does like antics. This monkey does not look very well cared for, and he was probably one of those chimps that he should have retired and was probably a pain in the ass to work with on the set, because when they get old, they get pretty grumpy. Like the chimp that played Cheetah was notoriously difficult to work with. So Lon Chaney shows up, and he's got spray tan all over him too, and he's blind and can't speak, and meets Sabu, and Sabu tells him where to find everybody, and Lon Chaney kills a bunch of people and kidnaps the girl and takes her back to Cobra Island. So there's this exposition part with these. There's a Scotsman, and I think there's an Irishman living there. They're the other two white guys who are
sounds like a joke.
I know, right? That's why I was like, oh man, it just keeps getting better. So they explain to him what Cobra Island is, even though it's like the guy literally gets there by rowboat. I mean, it's so close, and he's hearing about this for the first time. So the island is ruled by an evil princess or evil queen, and the evil queen is the twin sister of the girl he's going to marry. And the grandmother, who's also a white actress that they painted to look like a native, she wants to get rid of the evil one and replace her with the one that they kidnapped, the good girl. And they worship an active volcano. There's an active volcano on the island which they worship. So that scene you're talking about where she looks like Ming the Merciless, it's this whole ritual scene on this big elaborate set that looks like something out of Ming's Palace from Flash Gordon. And she comes in and they play the music and everything, and she gets off with this sequined dress that was like, forget about a desert island. This would be a challenge for like the best costumers in Hollywood to put together with this huge headdress. And so she does this. They bring out this cobra, which is obviously like this fake puppet, and it hypnotizes her. And then there's like all these people like in the room who are like the natives of the island, again, a bunch of white people painted to look like, you know, with the whatever that red dye is that they used. And she starts pointing to them, and it's kind of like this cobra dance. She points to them, and they're the ones who are going to be thrown into the volcano as a sacrifice because it's getting a little too active. And so the hero is watching this ritual go on from like up above. Clearly Steven Spielberg saw this movie when he put together Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, because it looks like the most cartoonish version of that ever. And anyway, so the shenanigans ensue, and I don't want to give away the ending, but it is the most pulpy. Like if you took South Seas adventure pulp magazine, not one of the hero ones like Doc Savage or The Shadow, but just one of those generic ones that had like a one-and-done character you've never heard of except for this one story. That's this movie. It's like they took a generic pulp story from that time and made a movie out of it, and here it is. And I freaking loved it. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was very short. And this goes back to you, John. A large chunk of the movie In fact, I would venture most of the exteriors were shot right in my backyard at the Arboretum here in Arcadia. And by my backyard, I mean literally 5-6 blocks away. I can walk to it, even with my gimpy knee.
Wow.
And the lagoon where they're swimming around during the love scene. So that lagoon is also the Fantasy Island lagoon, and that White House is still there from Fantasy Island. And a lot of Tarzan movies were filmed there. And I double checked because Saturday night they have concerts in the park. And so I went to meet my friends there because I hadn't seen them forever, and I felt bad for letting that go. And it was the music of James Bond. So the Pasadena Pops Symphony Orchestra and a couple of singers did like the music from some of the theme songs from the James Bond movies, because there's like 27 of them, and they didn't have like 4 hours or whatever. And the guy who curates the thing he's kind of a pain in the ass. Everybody's like his close friends, and he's got all these Hollywood schmoozing anecdotes. And then he doesn't always swing for the cheap seats with some of his selection. So you would think that they would do The World Is Not Enough and some of the big ones that almost won Oscars. They did do Skyfall, and they did do Live and Let Die, and they did do Nobody Does It Better, and some of the other ones, For Your Eyes Only. And then he throws in the Peter Gunn theme because that's like music from the time that kind of tied into it. And he does Secret Agent Man, which again is like, I know those songs, I like them, but I would rather hear another James Bond theme because that's what I'm here for. But anyway, to get to the area of the park where the concert is, I had to walk by the same lagoon that I had just seen like 2 weeks before in the movie, where they were swimming around being all lovey-dovey, and saw the parts of the jungle where they had filmed some of the stuff. And I was like, damn, it's real. This shit's real, and it's right here in my backyard. So, and when I was a member of the Burroughs Bibliophiles, they had a list of all the Tarzan movies and scenes that had been shot right there too. So there you go. More interesting than the movie itself.
Where did you manage to watch that one, Rossy?
Cobra Woman?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I sampled it for free before I ordered an actual copy. So that's the one that I actually watched. And
yeah, she was only 39 when she died.
Yeah, so we'll if you're interested, we'll talk after we record about how you might obtain one of your own.
I think it's all on YouTube.
Yeah, but not the really nice copy that I got. So, I mean, yeah, you could watch the cheap ass.
She died of a heart attack. Drowning.
Finger quotes heart attack.
Well, she had a heart attack and she drowned at the same time. She was
just like all those other celebrities that are involved with the occult and have heart attacks and die young. Apparently she got very like Madame Astrology when her career kind of slowed down, and she became sort of like a gay icon because those costumes were just so like girl, so like this would be like a drag queen's wet dream, some of these costumes. Yeah. So, but so I enjoyed the hell out of it. The only other thing, not really a movie, it was a YouTube. Let me get the wording right because that's going to be tricky. But there's a YouTube thing that I kind of love-hate called Jason Brandt, and he and his older millennial friends sit and comment on bad movies. And the way the show's set up, it's hard because they just throw clips at you and then put their jokes in, but you don't really get to follow the plot of the movies very easily. So let's see. Okay, so he claims that he wasn't able to find anything about the filmmakers, but it won the Cherokee Film Festival, and the guy is like a 3 times kickboxing champion, and it's called Shadow Hawk. Oh no, it's not called actually that. He called it Shadow Hawk on Deadly Ground because that's a Seagal title, but the actual title was Shadow Hawk on Sacred Ground. And it's this Native American guy who's got a white last name, who's twice as old as the girl, the blonde woman, who's the love interest, who's got a big butt, so they kept calling her Dump Truck. And I've seen a lot of bad movies, but this is one of the worst vanity projects. And they kept going like, what's the plot of the movie? And the guy just keeps going, he's the best. And that literally is all it is. He gets called he's a firefighter who gets called over to a sexy older woman's house to pull her toe out of the faucet because he's the best. And then he shows a little kid how to throw a tomahawk for a scene that has nothing else to do with anything, but he's the best.
What's it called?
So the channel's called Jason Brandt, Brant.
Oh, what's the movie called?
Shadow Hawk on Sacred Ground.
Okay.
So I looked up the guy, the guy who stars in it. It says when Marine Force Recon SEAL Ranger Native American kickboxing champion firefighter comes across, well, that really is the plot. His character's name is Shadow Hawk, and I looked up the guy, but I used DuckDuckGo, and I found not a lot, but like stuff.
Listen to this. Shadow Hawk didn't need a weapon. He was a weapon.
Is that the official thing?
That's a tagline.
Yeah. So there's a knife fight at the end where it literally looks like they're like the two most fake knives I've ever seen, and they're like, dude, it's like the knife fight at the end of Under Siege between Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey. I promise you, it's like you and I doing a parody of that knife fight. And this guy
talking about parodies. Did you watch that Tom Segura?
No, I have to re-download that.
Oh.
I will re-download. You
don't know what you're missing. That. It's right up your alley.
No, I totally trust you. I am going to do it. It's just like, I mean, I had a deadline. I'm okay when I have an actual deadline. So I had a deadline to watch the Green Knight and the Sword of the Valiant. So there's two movies there.
I tell you what, when you put in the Shadow Hawk and Sacred Ground, that Jason Brandt channel just automatically pops up because you can't see it anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and look how many views that guy got. Like already, I mean, it's only been up a day and he's already got like 2,000 views on that.
He's got 28K views.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. Like the middle guy is Jason Brandt, and he's like me, you know, he dabbled in making amateur movies, and I think he made some movies for college. So he knows how these things, how these get made, and he calls them out. And he's like, oh, you know, he'll see some actor who's like shown a lot, or they focus on them a lot. It's like, oh, he's probably the second DP, or oh, he was probably the stunt coordinator guy, and all that kind of thing. At first, they were pretty sure that the blonde girl that it takes a while for them to get to the love scene, but you know they're very flirty, the main guy and the girl they call Dump Truck, and they're like, he's got to be at least twice as old as she is. And then they think that they might be married, but there's an outtake at the end that she like gets mad at him because, and if this isn't an outtake, she gets mad at him because she tells him no tongue when they're kissing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's a lot of wooden flute, Native American flute playing. Oh my God, it was pretty funny. You don't have to watch the whole movie because it's only their video is only 45 minutes long, and that's pretty much, unless you've got friends you could watch it with, that's pretty much all that's worth devoting your time to. but they're pretty thorough on this one. Some of them they kind of half-ass, and it's like hard to follow the movie. But anyway, yeah, this one was good. This was a good episode. The one before it was pretty good.
You could buy a paperback of the movie, of the story.
Yes, and there's
It's currently unavailable though.
So when they at the end of the movie, they had a website, like on the end credits of the movie, it was called like Cloud Collector, not Cloud Collectors, but it was like I forgot the name of the website that showed up at the end of the movie, but they were all excited, like, oh, we're Googling that, we're checking that out. And it changed. It goes to it is still like Native American themed, but it's like you can get clothes and tchotchkes and dream catchers and that kind of shit. So I think he's still out there, and there's music videos of him singing songs. Like there's one of him singing like "I'm Just a Half Breed" and some other stuff. In the middle of the movie, there's a prolonged fight scene where he's like in a tournament. And it looks like it was filmed in a high school gym, and for reasons, the woman who does his Jason Brandt's wife, who does the commentary too, there's like all these old people in the audience. It looks like it was probably filmed in a bingo hall, and they just told all the bingo players, "Okay, we're going to put you in these folding chairs and pretend like you're excited about this fight." And the guy who stars in the movie looks a lot younger, like this footage looks like it was probably 2 or 3 years old when before they made the rest of the movie, and then the rest of the movie was like made around it. So anyway, yeah, it was I got pretty excited. It was pretty fun.
Wow, it doesn't even show up on Wikipedia or anything, or even IMDb.
That's what that's what he said. That's why he said it was kind of like a mystery thing. But it is a 90-minute long video. It does look like it's shot on film. I mean, it looks like it was shot on. It looks like it was shot on video. It's hard to tell because it's kind of muted. The aspect ratio changes a couple of times, like during the thing, and he comments on it. He did not do this for the. It wasn't him being sloppy when he was putting his own video together, Jason Brandt. It goes from like letterboxed to kind of not letterboxed. So anyway, yeah, it's worth a watch. It's a lot of fun.
The actor's name is Blackhawk Walters, and he's got his own Facebook page, Rossi.
Hey, I'm sure people are swarming to it.
He's 4-time world kickboxing champion at an 8-degree black belt.
Oh, so he won one more. He won one.
Did he fight Bertram Zog?
He must have won one more competition before the end of the since this movie got made.
And he was a firefighter as well.
Oh, okay. So it's like totally I mean, it's his life.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to this one part where they go to, I forgot whose house it was supposed to be.
He has a new movie.
They're like, what? No.
Called Half Breed.
So that must be where that song "I'm Just a Half Breed" came from. I see. That's really sloppy research that these guys did for this video. Because, I mean, I found stuff. I've got it playing on with the sound off on my YouTube. And there's Dump Truck's butt again. So yeah, and there's another blonde girl who works in the at the fire station with them, who's like a different blonde, and they were kind of like, oh, I think she's got a thing for blondes. And then the fight at the end, like in the Jason Brandt video, the big fight at the end starts around the 25-minute mark. And
can you look at the Progcast team messages?
I can, obviously.
The Half Breed movie is from 2018. That was his latest one.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he made it just before the lockdown.
Yeah, real karate, real fighters, real stunts.
Yeah, but it says
Wow.
half breed, half breed, half breed. Well, that's third breed, isn't it? You can't keep having three half breeds.
Yeah.
That's
He's
full and a half breed.
that sounds sexier than three-quarter breed. So in other words, he's about as Native American as I am Mexican. So
Yeah.
He has his own band, Rossi.
yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. There's like music videos on his YouTube channel.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's living the dream. I don't know where he got his money to because I don't know how much of well he lives. It looks like he lives in the desert. So I don't know if
He lives in
you know
Utah.
you okay. So I don't know what the cost of living is in Utah or in that part of Utah, but um, and there was one point. So the movie is called what was it? Black Hawk on Sacred Ground.
Shadowhawk.
Um, Shadowhawk on Sacred Ground. So uh, at one point, well into the video of the people watching the thing, um, some character says, "Oh, they're desecrating the sacred ground or whatever," and so he gets involved in a bar fight and a bunch of other stuff before they even get around to the titular sacred ground, before that's even mentioned. So the woman, Jason Brand's wife, goes like, and they get to this like halfway through the movie, and she goes, "Oh, an hour of the way into the movie." So there's this pause, and I think the video even jumps, and everyone goes, "Oh!" So Jason Brand checks the minutes and seconds how far they into the movie, and he goes, "I was going to give you shit for being like 2 minutes ahead or behind the thing." No, she got it like right on the nose. 1 hour into the movie, they finally decide to talk about the sacred ground that's like in the title of the film. So yeah, it's just him being the best at everything. There he is with this firefighter.
He's like
thing.
Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, who's the Native American character in the X-Men?
They killed him off when
Really?
when Chris Claremont, unless they brought him back, but in the original, not the original, in the all new X-Men by Claremont and Cockrum, then they kill him off in the first issue.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, there's yeah. If you scroll down, there's songs: "Lied, Cheated, and Stole." Um, okay, so just to give you some perspective, he does not look young in this movie. In a post from 2019, he's got his music video "Lied, Cheated, and Stole." It says, "Never too late. Most people think I've been doing music all my life. I did not start until I was 56 years old." So, so in 2019, well, so
The Native
he,
American X-Men character is Thunderbird, and I think they killed him in the first appearance of all new X-Men, and they might have brought him back.
okay.
I think they brought him back.
So he was already older than 56 years old in 2019. So who knows? Like he's got to be in his 60s now, and I'm not sure what year that Shadowhawk movie came out, but anyway, yeah, he's quite. I mean, the Jason Brand's wife, Erin, was up like midway through the movie. She realizes that this is a vanity project. They gave her shit for she realizes that this is a vanity project, and he goes, "How many of these movies have you seen?" And he named like 6 Neil Breen movies and at least a half dozen Seagal movies, and like, this guy bothers you. But I mean, this one is truly the most vanity of vanity projects. Like, it's just all about him being awesome with zero idea of what a story structure is or character or escalation and he's supposed to be a kickboxing champion. I'm going to speak some blasphemy. I've seen at least a half dozen Don the Dragon Wilson movies. I believe he can kick my ass if we, even now that he's old, because he's in the Cynthia Rothrock Black Rock movie, looks ancient. I believe Don the Dragon Wilson could kick my ass, but even at his peak, his very first movies, he has a fighting style that's probably effective in a tournament, but does not look good cinematically on screen. Steven Seagal, his flashy version of Aikido looks fucking awesome on those first 6 movies he made. He does look like he could kill you with those fast hands. This guy is...
Wait a minute, Steven Seagal now?
No. Steven Seagal's first 6 movies, his theatrical films. The way he was filmed, and he was young enough and committed enough, and they were committed to make him look badass. He looks badass in those movies. Maybe they don't hold up now, but when I saw those, all 6 of them in the theater, I thought that looked badass on the big screen. This guy is like sub Don the Dragon Wilson at his laziest. Well, Don the Dragon Wilson's never lazy. I mean, he was I heard that the reason why Don the Dragon Wilson made so many movies is he's a really nice guy and showed up on time and never caused any problems, and his movies never really lost any money, and he was a good-looking guy, and he remembered his lines and all that kind of thing. So why not? Why not keep that money train going, and as long as it makes money? But this guy, like, there's one bit where, like, he kicks a guy, and they're like, oh, that was... They were trying to give credit where credit was due, and Jason Brandt and his friends are like, oh, that was a good kick. And then the guy falls backwards, and you can see the mat go, poof. No. So...
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So, so, I mean, this guy's like basically spoofing. There was one bit where he's wearing like a Native American, like a buckskin type of jacket. And they're like, hey, didn't Steven Seagal wear one of those in one of his movies? And I'm like, yes, he probably wore that on Deadly Ground. So, anyway, highly recommended Cobra Woman and Jason Brandt if you can. Well, Jason Brandt, anybody can watch it for free. Cobra Woman, I assume you could watch a not as clean copy as I saw version online, but that's worth checking out too. Even if you watch it in black and white, it'd be okay, I think.
Well, I think we should do the prog now. What do you think?
Whoa, God, let's truck.
Sorry, John.
Okay.
That was one movie TV roundup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's because nobody wants to be confronted with the Gordon Rennie Trader General story. I'm doing you a favor.
Okay, Prog. Yeah. Prog 2444.
Pew, pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grub.
And we have a Trader General cover by Lee Carter, which is awesome. It's in your face.
He used Paul Deadeye as the Paul, that currently showing his weepy eye, his knackered eye. So I sent that picture in his chat on his page and went,
"Oh my God!"
Well, isn't it?
Oh wow!
And he was selling this the other day. I think it popped up on eBay. I think he said the pencils.
Yeah, I saw him having the pencil. It's the pencils of it, right?
Yep.
Do you know how much he's getting so far for it?
No idea. I've sort of double checked. I mean, have a look.
While you're doing that, Thrills of the Future, Brink, The Call of the Void. Brink is coming back.
All right.
For book 206.
Yeah, with 50 parts.
Yeah. Judge Dredd Tunnels Part 6. Rob Williams, Oren Guerra, Julia Brusco, and Annie Parkhouse.
Oh, there it is. Hang on. eBay.
So you're looking it up?
One bid, £363, 68 pence at the moment.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, it is a cover.
It is. Right. Dredd travels upriver, and 3 pages are wasted telling us this. As the first person who will open to the destination, the person handed over to also says no, but her son says yes, which is lucky for the first person, as Joe was just about to go mental on him again. The pair of them slowly travel up the road until a monster emerges from it, reminding me of that Johnny Alpha story from years back. Anyway, Dredd obviously beats it, even when his lawmaster is knocked from his hand, but luckily lands on the deck of the tiny craft. Never fear though, as he uses his boot knife to finish it. And when we see a trail of dead people, ending with some freaky fuckers killing a few of said people. There we are. Lovely bit of filler there, isn't it? Lovely bit of filler.
Yeah. I still love the artwork. I love the way he draws the mutants. I mean, what a waste.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it's last week I had already read this. I read this in advance, and so I was talking about like, oh, he's got to go. They drive him through the city, and then he has to go to point A, and then he has to go to this place in the middle of the jungle, and then they say like, yeah, I'll take you there, or there's like, no, I'm not going to take you there, and then yeah, I'll take you there. He does that fucking Rob Williams Dredd thing where he's like ready to punch the guy in the face. Dredd in the comics wasn't. I mean, Dredd in the real comics by John Wagner, he was he could be an asshole and he could be intimidating, but like this guy isn't like a criminal that he would be threatening with physical violence, and he's like putting the fist is like, I think the fist is covered by the dialogue balloons, but he's like, you know, really getting in this guy's face until the other person says, yeah, I'll take you. But it's like, so couldn't, again, I ask, couldn't have the Brazilian Banana Republic judges have done this homework ahead of time and just like, yeah, we know where this thing is, where they hang out, or I don't know, use a satellite. Just say, yeah, they're in this part of the Amazon, and then use a satellite to scan over the jungle and go like, oh yeah, there's a building right there. That's probably them. We'll just land right there. We'll parachute you in, or use like anti-gravity parachutes, and you'll just drop right in there. But then they wouldn't have gotten like, what is this, part 6 already or something?
Million.
Yeah, feels like it. This is, yeah. So it's part 6. So you wouldn't have gotten like 5 other parts of mind-blowing action. And this dragon thing, the 3-headed dragon thing, doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just like an action bit. So,
yeah.
Again, the padding in this is horrendous. The way Judge Dredd acts to a fairly innocent mutant, because the guy, that was the thing. The guy's like readjusting his gigantic jaw. It looks like Dredd's like causing physical violence to this guy. He would intimidate somebody, but he wouldn't like do that to an innocent person just because he was like disappointed that he got this far, when again they could have done their homework and used a satellite and figured out where that building probably was.
No, I agree. What do you think, John?
I don't think any more about this. I just feel every bit of this part is just filler upon filler upon filler.
Yep.
I do like the final page. I do love the artwork though, and that final page is really nice. Okay, Darvilius Pact Part 5, T.C. Eglinton, Stephen Austin, John Charles, and Simon Boland.
Todd meets up with Jason and Lee just as Bilal leaves his body. He tells them that they did a good job, but Jason lists the fuck-ups they did, only for Todd to say that things are done differently now that he's in charge. Jason then goes to see Desi in hospital, and he tells him that Mick has died. Desi thinks that they were sent in as a target practice, as Mick had fucked up numerous times, and he's made a few mistakes, but he doesn't understand why he would put Jason in harm's way. After all, he helped make the Butcher Empire. And as Jason leaves the hospital, he bumps into Billy, who's in being treated for cancer, and he lets on that the constant messing about with the other side and artifacts is giving the couriers cancer. Jason leaves and ponders over this while Todd is sat inside a pentagram with the artifact, and it shows Jason holding a pistol to his face.
I don't really like the strip, so I don't like the script. I don't like the artwork. I just don't care for it.
I am interested, and I want to see how it plays out. And I'd like to. I hope it comes to a good end, but also I don't know if I want to keep seeing this like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the way they tend to keep bringing the same thing back over and over again. I don't think it has that much juice to it, unless there's tons of surprises coming. But at this pace, it's clearly part 5. It's clearly a slow burn strip. So another the comic that gives you thrill power at a very slow burn. So I like the art. It's fine. I just the characters aren't very exciting, but the idea is interesting enough to see how it plays out. So that's what I think.
What do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it its due. It's moving quickly because this is part 5, and we're getting to some sort of semblance of like the layout of the land and everything. You know what I mean? It's going to be a sort of comeuppance between Jason and Todd in the end, I reckon, in the gang. And we'll find some home truths about what the father wanted to happen in the future. But it's like a lot of stuff's happening. Like just now, we get one person, Mick, saying that he thinks they're all being set up by Todd to get rid of them, and then you get another person come in. Jason sees him, and he goes and he tells them all the cancer shit. So will Todd get the old big C for meddling with all the kit all the time? Who knows? But it's not a story that I would associate with 2000 AD. You know the comic of science fiction.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember those days.
Okay, Azimuth, Abandoned by God, Part 3. Dan Abnett.
5.
Oh. What was that?
It's 5.
Part 5. Oh, God, it looked like a 3 to me.
It does,
I got my eyes checked. Dan Abnett, Tazio Benton, Matt Soffin.
You're old.
The Cosplay Cowboy, Tim Dumbbell.
All right, so they're having a big lucha libre match in this tent with Thelema and Luigi, the two sexy, the fortune teller and the lady with the Ouija board tattooed on her knockers. They've got this Faraday fence that knocks out people's powers, so it's just fist to fist fighting. So it's not fake like real wrestling. There you go, Flint. So Dexter uses pressure points and his knowledge of real street fighting to defeat the giant megahertz wrestler. They can't believe it's happening. Judge Anderson is really in a bad way. So Thelema comes out and draws Anderson's gun and points it at him, and she says, "I wouldn't." And just like in the Stallone movie, she doesn't listen, and the gun blows off her hand and most of her forearm. And then Dexter pulls his own gun out of her holster. He holds everybody at bay with it. And then just as everybody's ready to attack all at once, they get attacked from behind by the Cadavatars, the white-wearing warriors from the big gods of Azimuth. There's a big fight. Tents are burning. Dexter and Anderson kind of like limp out. And then Tuesday Weld, who's starting to remember who she was and who Dexter was to her. She sees him and he sees her, and she points her gun at him. There you go. So I think I figured out what bugs me about this strip. I like it. I like it with a question mark. I like the artwork. I like the concepts. I like the puns. I like the writing. I like the storytelling. And I think that's because that's been the gimmick and the trick that's been used for years now. And I got tired of it much later than you guys did. But, you know, the strip originally started out as a moderately sci-fi take on Pulp Fiction. And then Dan Abnett came in, and he was really good at banter dialogue, and he's really good at the way the stories are told, you know, playing with time and tricks and gimmicks of storytelling. And that kept it going until, you know, the first big arc. And then he started using more tricks and gimmicks, like, oh, we're going to send them to an alternate version where nobody knows who they are. They never existed. And then we're going to send them to America. And now we're going to send them into video game land and all this other stuff. And then we're going to have Sinister leave, but then there'll be another strip, and you won't even know it's him until like the last panel, the last page, blah, 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 blah. That's not entirely accurate, I know, but you get what I'm trying to say. So there's been a lot of tricks and gimmicks that have kept this thing going, and it's kind of like, I think the tricks and gimmicks are finally kind of like played out for me. So, and the problem is that Dexter isn't that interesting of a character to hold his own strip. And it was like right now, or this morning o'clock, while I was reading it, when I just discovered that. And I was like, oh, and it's not just because Sinister isn't around, because the dialogue-y banter between them was fun and kind of helped, but Sinister wasn't that interesting of a character either. Neither one of them is that interesting a character, but their dialogue is entertaining, and the gunfights were entertaining, and the surrounding cast, it was entertaining, but it's like, in and of themselves, I kind of really don't care what happens to either one of these characters, and because they're just not that interesting. They're not Skip Tracer level not interesting, but anyway, yeah, that's where I think I am with this now. It's just like, and I enjoy it. Installment by installment, I look at the artwork. I enjoy the artwork. I like the action. I like the imagination. But it's just like what happens to that main character. I'm like, and the Anderson thing is like, you know, it's a version of Judge Anderson, but she doesn't really do that much except be. You know, she's supposed to be Judge Anderson, so it's fine.
What do you think, John?
I think the artwork's excellent. In fact, I saw on somebody's page a collection of sketches from a convention recently, and one of them was by Tazio, and to me it was the equivalent of when Patrick Goddard does a sketch. It's basically finished artwork. It was that good. So I'm enjoying this art-wise and stuff, but the story, to me, two major flaws this week. It was like, as we all know, a good big fighter, and he's bloody 3 times the size of Dexter, would absolutely destroy him. He wouldn't even be able to get much leverage on pressure points the way the fight's going. So that bored me. And then obviously the plot convenience at the end where everyone's ready to kill them, and then, they've all turned up and stopped it just in time. Yeah. And not one person had a weapon that could actually take out Dexter. Even though loads of them have guns and stuff. And it's just like, And
it just so happens she pulls the lawgiver instead of pulling a different gun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so it doesn't work. And what annoys me about the lawgiver explosion thing is this special shrapnel. So when it does explode, with all those rounds inside, it all stays in a very small circumference because shrapnel goes everywhere. So the proximity to Dexter and Anderson's bald head, I'm sure something would have hit them and potentially killed them with it going in the head. Well, Who cares, eh? It's just a comic. I shouldn't see too much into it. Stop it, John. Stop it.
Well, I'll agree with Rossi with his comment that they're just not interesting characters. But the artwork is absolutely amazing. I love this artist, and I wish they'd give him something different to do. But it's beautiful. All the design work and everything in it, the effort, Jesus.
And all the hidden Easter eggs in the art when you've got the mass crowd pictures, it's fantastic. It's thoroughly enjoyable looking at it to see if we recognise something.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, we have Scarlet Trace's Empire of Blood, Part 13, Ian Edgerton, Disraeli, and Annie Parkhouse.
All right, so there's a gunfight between this Bay fellow who's the investigator, the Bobby who's helping him, and the Germans who are trying to get the Martian war machine out of England. The fellow who's was on the ship that sank, who's got burnt in the water, he's been nicked in the head. And they think that they've got their hands coated in blood, but it's this creosote stuff that protects ships and also is highly flammable. So the Germans are thinking that they've won, and then some flaming barrels come in and blow the shit out of the place. A bunch of the Germans are doing that Human Torch type thing, so the other German has to shoot them all, put them out of their misery. The heroes storm in, and then just as that happens, there's a huge explosion. The ground opens up, and another Martian war machine comes up through the floor.
That's probably the war machine of the Martian that keeps on saying he wants to go home.
That's right.
Good stuff. Beautiful artwork. Colors are amazing. And very exciting. Good stuff. I do like the expression on the German soldier's face that he has to kill his own comrades to put them out of their misery. Yeah. The horror on his face. But yeah, I love it. So it looks like it's all coming to a head. It's all going to come to a head in the next 2 episodes or so. What do you think?
And who doesn't like when things come to a head?
Well, we had Sean Connery with his twig and berries. On his head.
Yes. And look at that person with his shrapnel wounds on his face. I like to see a bit of shrapnel wounds on somebody's face. Fantastic. Love the flow of the story. Artwork was brilliant. I loved when I turned the page about, I mean, this is bright. The fire effects are very bright, so I presume on your screen it's equally as bright. It's normally yours is a lot brighter than the comic. But it's lovely. You get that the glow on his face as he's looking through the door, and then you get the barrels coming towards him, and then all those beautiful reds and oranges and stuff. And then the bloke who's on fire, absolutely fantastic. And when the Germans shoot him and he's saying, forgive me and all that sort of stuff, as he's having to kill his own troops. Brilliant. Who doesn't like seeing Germans get killed, even nowadays? So, yeah, thoroughly enjoy it. And then the final page when the old Martian's coming out of the ground, that beautiful green of the sort of like the whatever they call the eye socket bits. Ooh, there we are. Get out. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. All the expressions on the characters, you know what I mean? It's lovely.
What do you think, Rossi?
Yeah, I really like it. Nothing more I can add to you guys. I'm definitely, this one's definitely like got everything is
moving along.
Yeah.
Okay, to the highlight of the Prog, New War Tales trailer, Gordon Rennie, Sylvia Califano, Barbara Nunsenso, and Simon Boland.
Right. An unnamed general is watching the GIs go through their paces, but he's not happy as he thinks that they're an abomination. They're not like real soldiers who believe in what they're fighting for. And he recommended, apparently, that this program should be cancelled, just like nowadays when things should be cancelled. But it wasn't. And come the drop, he decides to reveal the site to the Nords. And thus, the traitor general was born. Afterwards, as he followed the exploits of Rogue, he knew he'd been wrong, as he was remorseless, relentless, loyal, dutiful and honourable just like all the rest of the dead GIs would have been.
Wow.
I do like the artwork. We've seen this artist before, but I think this is their best work so far. But I do love this. You love this, John. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Page 5. The bottom 4 panels. The second panel in. Rogue destroys his own gun.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you don't use your rifle like that, your gun like that to beat things up. You could damage the gun itself or destroy the gun itself.
You can knock the barrel out of alignment and all that, yeah.
Which is, yeah. That's pretty bad. But, I mean, was there really a need for the story?
Is there ever?
Of course. Then he probably was sat in the toilet, had a big dump after all of his drinking, and went, you know what, I've got an idea. Thag, I've got an idea. Yeah, don't even tell me what it is, just write it up. Thank you. It's in the prog.
Yeah, there's not necessary. Man, wait till the movie comes out and bombs.
Well, we said I'd rather it do well, but I just have this feeling it's missed the boat by a long shot.
Yeah, and do you think they'll regret having published all these Rogue Trooper stories?
Well, they can collect them all and put it in a big compendium called the Failed Movie.
Oh my God!
Will it be an omnibus of 200 pages?
Well, they'll have to do a couple of them, wouldn't they? Because I think there's been more than that amount of pages up to now since they revealed they were going to do it. So they'll probably have about a dozen books of about 75 pages in each. The omnibus specials.
Oh, you know what I've been reading lately, and it's been absolutely cracking. Is I don't know what do you pronounce it, Trigan or Trigan?
Oh, I always call it the Trigan.
Yeah, Trigan Empire is
Empire.
It's really, really good, and its opening is I think I may have mentioned it before, but the opening, it starts with a spacecraft landing in, I think, the United States in the 1960s or something. And so they open it up and they see these dead astronauts from the planet Trigo. And no, it's not the planet. The planet's not called Trigan or Trago. The planet's called something different. But they're Trigan or Trigan soldiers or Trigan astronauts. And then they find all these books like data discs or whatever that contain the whole history of the Empire, of its rise and fall. And so then the rest of the book is just those stories, like how the Empire came about, how it rose and how it fell. And the reading on it, even though it's old, it's probably Look and Learn was like 70s, late 60s, 66 I think, or 65. Even though it's an old comic book from back then, it does read like a time capsule. Like these are stories you're reading of this past hero, the Emperor Trigo, and his adventures. And it's riveting. It keeps your attention. And I'm amazed that something like that from 66 or 65, that the storytelling is really concise and to the point. It's exciting to read. You're looking forward to reading more of it, which is something that a comic book hasn't done for me in a good bit of time. I mean, 2008 definitely doesn't do it for me. But
right.
I mean, if you want to read, I know I'm gone off on a tangent, but you want to read some good old comic book stuff, you can't go wrong with that. And I think, as far as I know, I think there's 7 volumes now, isn't there? 6 or 7. But it's worth it if it's anything to go. I have the first volume and I think the 5th volume. I don't know what I did, like why I only have those 2, but that's so unlike me not to get the 2nd volume and 3rd volume. You know what I mean? But it's really good storytelling, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, that was off on a tangent.
No, I was interested in it for a while, but it was like obtaining it from the UK. It was like, again, it's getting to be like, so.
So will you be getting the sludge on the rear of the Prog, the 60th anniversary?
No.
I don't know why. I just don't think this will be a big seller either.
Are you going
Rossi,
to get the cloisonne pins?
The what pins?
The cloisonne pins, the Rogue Trooper, and I forgot what else.
Where are they at? In the front with
I
it.
think they're. I don't think it's in the Prog. I think it's in the
Nah,
thrill
there's a
mail.
lot of Mr. Ross. I don't. The only things I'll get is books.
Yeah.
Rossi,
Books cycle.
you can actually buy the Rise and Fall of the Trigon Empire on Amazon,
Okay.
Oh.
I will look at that.
or I can
Yeah.
give you
I
some
also-
CBR files.
Yeah, I saw those were available too. So one way or another, yeah, I'll get them.
It's
But
really
I
good
have to-
storytelling.
Yeah. Well, I got to get some stuff out of the way. Actually, I also have to. Now I'm doing the dance, so I got to see myself going to the bathroom.
Well, before you go to the bathroom, what was your favorite story?
I think it's going to be unanimous. Scarlet Traces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. You too,
Only
John?
one with no complaints.
You too, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me.
All right. I think that's it. I think we'll hit the road. Is there anything you want to... Oh, the planet in the Trigon Empire is called Electon. Yeah. So, anything to say before we hit the road?
I found Billy Idol's house by using my stealth tactics, and it took me a few minutes. He lives in 7267 Outpost Cove Drive, and there's a place to park nearby for free in the Runyon Canyon. Then you go up Mulholland Drive, and then you've got an overlook of his house, so we can look over. And how easy it was, I just typed in, and it came up, and then I seen another thing on Google, and it did one of those things where it was an aerial 3D surround going round, and it pinpointed exactly the house I was looking for, because I wasn't quite sure, and there it is. There it is, Mr. Jones. It's in my thing. Now get your friend to confirm that's the number, 7267 Outpost Cove Drive.
Or I just ask him if we can park in his driveway.
Oh, where's he live? Oh, you don't know yet, do you?
Huh?
Yeah, get your friend's thing. You'd say he lives over the road from him.
Yeah, I mean, the way he made it sound was like directly across the street, like he was telling
Fuck, mate, he lives across the street. His house is bigger than Billy Idol's.
Yeah, it's huge.
Billy Idol isn't massive, but this house, obviously, it's massive. It's got a swimming pool as well.
Yeah, I don't know if if that's his mother's house or his.
I don't.
Not Billy Idol's mother. No, not Billy. Yeah.
And then we'll camp out and just have binoculars and stand there looking over.
Just hope he rides up on his motorcycle.
Well, you know what I'm like. I would just fucking walk over the road and ding the doorbell.
He said he wouldn't. You wouldn't recognize him because when he doesn't dye his hair, he's seen him with just like regular brown hair.
You're telling me
like
that's not really Billy Idol's hair colour? I'm shocked.
Yes, and not the natural way he wears it. I'm sorry to say. Oh, by the way, I didn't realize this until again this morning because I actually did some preparation for this one.
Wow.
Well, not very good preparation, but for our friend of the podcast, Dave Healy,
Yes.
2025 brings us a new version of Leprechaun the Beginning. So I guess it's available on streaming. 2 stars on IMDb.
Oh, that's an old movie.
No. It's not this is The Beginning.
Yeah, what year is that movie made?
2025, or it was released in 2025.
I think that's an old one, Rossi. Hold on. Leprechaun, the Beginning. Oh, no, it's different. It's different. They did do a Leprechaun movie. They did do an Origin, Leprechaun Origins or something, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Didn't even have a proper leprechaun in it.
Yeah, well, I guess they're doing a Troll 2 or something with this one. This is it's unrelated to the original Leprechaun movies. The movie's awful, an hour and a half. Yeah, but they say that about a lot of things. But the way they're saying that, like, I'm not even seeing it so bad. That's actually the the name and the theme of the Jason Brandt show is So Bad It's Good, and at the end they give it the stamp of whether it's terrible or just so bad it's good. This doesn't look like it's even got that going for
This
it.
This looks as if I'm looking at the trailer with the volume off. It looks like their budget was like $10.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem is that like there was a time when that could be fun, and now it just means somebody got a cell phone and had.
She's
had
looking at his crock of gold.
So I think Dave Healy needs to get himself in gear and check it out, so he can see all the leprechauns, because it'll help him toughen himself up.
Some evils can't be contained. Yeah,
Get one of those. Get one of those women's basketball marital aids painted like a cucumber, and then sit there.
The leprechaun isn't even a leprechaun. He's about the same height as John.
Oh.
I used to say, and he's wearing like a green face mask. It looks terrible.
Well, that's why he's so scary, is because he's like a big leprechaun.
A big leprechaun.
The makeup is really bad. I have a feeling you're going to be watching this with your buddies, Rossy.
We haven't got. That's part of why I watch all these dumbass videos, is because that crew has no interest in getting together. They barely got together.
Do you know who he looks like? You know who the leprechaun looks like? He looks like the Terrifier, but painted green.
Oh.
With a hat.
Well, it's the hat that makes it scary.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Seriously, the whole look of him looks like he looks like the Terrifier.
Yeah, I just can't do those anymore.
At least Warwick Davis is really good as the leprechaun.
When they're that cheap and they're that... Well, I mean, towards the end, they kind of like leaned into it when they did Leprechaun in the Hood. Leprechaun in Space, for what it was, and we did watch it at Bad Movie Night, was a lot of fun. But...
Look, I sent an image of the leprechaun in the Progcast chat. The new guy. He's just a Terrifier with green makeup on.
I just see the Howard Stern looking thing.
No, look at a podcast chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Somebody went to Party City and got like a cheap-ass leprechaun hat.
Now the one below that's how you do a leprechaun, man.
Leprechaun sex.
Yep. Now that's a leprechaun.
Yeah, what they did was they took all the fantasy elements out of it and dumbed it down. What are you going to say, John?
If anyone should know what a leprechaun looks like, Flint should.
So
every time I pull down my pants.
So I'm 100% sure I saw the first Leprechaun movie, and I'm 99% sure that I actually saw it in the theater. So the difference between a cheap-ass theatrical movie from, what was this, like the 90s when the first ones came out, and this no-budget bullshit that somebody shot on their phone and went to Party City and got a costume. You know, it's... do you think it's even like... wasn't like Vidmark or one of those the ones that released the first ones, the original ones, and this one they probably just figured like, oh, we'll just call it Leprechaun in the beginning and fool people thinking that it's even tied into the original, because Leprechaun, I mean, you can't trademark Leprechaun.
No.
So
you're probably right. I do know that they try to do a serious version of Leprechaun, called it Leprechaun Origins. I know that was just fucking horrendous. Really bad. This one looks even worse. That Rurouni Kenshin samurai series we're watching, there's a Rurouni Kenshin Origins, and then there's Rurouni Kenshin The Beginning. And The Beginning was made with some Netflix money and takes place before the whole series, but it's very much a prequel because it was like made after the Japanese movies were made. But pretty much everyone, the same actor, director, and stars came back to be in it. And it is slow as fuck.
when the fights kick in, it's awesome, and when the drama is happening, it's fine. It's not a bad movie. It's just a slow burn, and if you go with it, you'll enjoy a good movie. But then the rest of the series is much faster paced, and so anything that says Origins, be careful.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're done. Anything to say before we hit the road?
Coming to America.
Oh, I know. I'm going to show John a good time. Good time.
So after you visit me, John, you're off to the Multitude of Madness, which is Rossy's place.
No, before that, I'm off to the gay capital of America, Palm Springs.
There you go.
Yeah. So I get him twice.
Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff. All right, I'll stop recording.